If you want to make room for new opportunities, new blessings, fresh start beginnings, you might want to consider decluttering and getting organized. This is something you'll want to do whether or not you live an alternative lifestyle. But newsflash, you have to take action to get organized. One of the reasons people start for citing van living or van life or RV living is they have come to the realization that excessive possessions add burdens to their lives. Let me say that again. Excessive possessions add burdens to their lives. Owning possessions is not a negative thing in many cases. My mom always said of her beautifully cluttered house filled with flowers and pictures and knickknacks stuffed in every corner, she says, I like my stuff. I like my stuff. And I respect that. I didn't like most of the stuff I owned. Even if I liked some of the stuff, it never got used, or it got used up and it was no longer any good. It no longer brought me joy. Thankfully, this stuff I'm showing you in this video does not belong to me. It belongs to someone who rents a storage where I rent a storage. I don't know if the guy hangs out here or what, because every time I come, which is every blue moon, he's here. He has several storages on the property and he always has a lot of stuff like out the storages. I don't know if he's sorting through the stuff or what's going on. I've come to speculate in my mind, maybe he's just he owns some type of flea market or thrift store, or he has some type of hoarder anxiety disorder, or maybe even he inherited this stuff from maybe a relative who passed away. He's a nice stuff. I've even given him stuff. And shame on me for adding to his clutter. I don't know. I seriously don't know his story, but he doesn't seem to mind me walking around because I'm walking around the storage facility and I'm filming. So no harm, no foul. He just has a lot of stuff. Like, can you imagine what is in these crates? Coming up, I'm going to show you the storage, which contains every single thing that I own. Everything I own except what's in my mini camper van. I now have just a tiny storage, and maybe it's the size of some of you all's closets. My storage has my van seats, has some seasonal clothing, has my beloved books. It has a decade of print family pictures. I have a couple of antiques, some important files, some miscellaneous stuff for now that I just want to keep. And some stuff, I don't really know what it is, but I have been going through it. Whenever I'm in my home base town, I stop by my storage because I've come to realize organizing and decluttering until you get it right is ongoing. I remember when my youngest son moved out, I was going to make his room my self-care reading room, but then I ended up with the roommate situation, and the rest, as they say, is history. Now, this storage has come a long way. I look at that. That's my bucket that I don't use. I've never used it. My camping bucket. I even have a camping toilet. I have hair in my storage. I have my cart, my van seats. I have a bucket full of family pictures. I have a big bag full of clothing. I usually switch out seasonal clothing. What else? I have some antiques. I have some pictures that were on my wall, some unique looking artwork that I still want to keep. I have some miscellaneous stuff. I have some, believe it or not, cleaning supplies. I have camping stuff. I have some camping stuff, and that's my big bag of clothing. This is my previous storage. This is an old office building that they rent out now as storages. It kind of looks like an apartment, but it isn't. And as you can see, I had a bunch of, I'm not going to call it junk, but I had a bunch of stuff. And I just had to move over to the little storage that I showed you now. And all of this stuff, you know, besides my car seats and the books and all the things I told you about, I got rid of. But decluttering, I must admit, there's my other camping toilet. It is a ongoing process and it's not easy. But in order to bring new things, fresh beginning, fresh starts, you got to be willing to let some stuff go, right? And I had to let some stuff go. Well, for my son, let's see, look at my other son dropping my stuff. My good books. Other son way down there. Living nowhere allows me to claim beautiful places as my living accommodations. Here I am at High Falls State Park, and wait till you see what's coming up. This is my living room. This is what I own. This is what I own. And I could be happier. Every day isn't perfect, but every day I am happy. I find some happiness in every single day. Watch this. How much do you think this costs? How much do you think this costs? How much do you think this costs? Listen. You don't need a lot of stuff to live your best life. Now, living your best life, you might not want to live in a mini camper van and live on the road, be houseless and zip codeless. That may not be your cup of tea, but whatever your cup of tea is, make sure you are living your best life. Live your best life. Life is not promised. We think it is. We say it all the time. Life is not promised. Life is not promised. But if we really thought life was not promised, we would be moving differently. We would be doing things differently. We would be taking the joy route. So whatever you do and however you do it, always take the joy route. Doesn't this look like a picture, like a painting? Not like something I took with my cell phone. Come on now. This cost me $5.